Hi, I'm Tony Bové. Welcome to Art V, an ongoing program designed to help everyone involved in the arts scene. In our first show, we'll talk to young Rachael McCarthy about her new art space in St Kilda, Tiffany McKay's inspiration on her art, and well-known artist Colin Sheppard on his run of success. But first, the visual art scene has had its struggles in recent times with less sales and gallery closures. It has never really recovered since art was taken out of the superannuation, and the current pandemic would not be helping things.
The whole notion of how art, culture and all the spin-offs from it is central to the Victorian government because it's central to Victorians. You've got to get the cultural product right, you've got to support artists, you've got to support creative people.
It's culture, it's what's represented in the artists represent what's going on in the community, and it needs to be shown, it needs to be expressed. We don't want to be going to the old art gallery and seeing dead artists. We want to see real artists, we want to buy real artists and support artists in the local community, and that's what it's about.
It brings a lot of people together in the one area, and I think it's very important for people to be able to express themselves, to look at art as well as to do the art itself as well.
And the culture.
Yeah, the culture, everything that's brought together with it, whether it be the artists themselves or the people that actually see it.
It shows when you have a show like this, a group show with 40 people in it, how many people come out to see the work and really love coming out and seeing the work. And it's not only about the art, it's about the social occasion that art does to bring people together.
I'm a figurative artist, and I like doing the combination of stainless steel and corten steel. And these were, I did a series of work which were marble and broken, made them look like they were snapped off like old Roman pieces with stainless steel shoes, and this was sort of my stainless steel version.
Actual artwork is really great, but I think the venue is possibly better. I think it's really a great idea to have it mixed into the garden here, and I think it's really good to have approachable spaces rather than a white gallery.
The Egyptian thing has always fascinated me. The Art Deco has influenced me in a big way over the times, because Art Deco has taken several cultures, including the Egyptian, to make up Art Deco.
We need to have more permanent art sculpture in the area, you know, more galleries, more people coming out of their homes. Instead of going to the art gallery and going to see Van Gogh, go to a local art gallery, buy a local artwork, feel proud that you've bought that artwork, enjoy it, and yeah, support local artists.
There's not enough galleries to show art, so finding a place or ways to show art is never easy.
I've always
had an affinity with the qualities of material, whether it's material of value or material of waste, and I love what the material can do, whether it stretches or binds or breaks, things that people throw away I see value in.
There's also a very nice itinerary when you move through the gardens. You encounter lots of surprising things, both sculptural and botanical, and other kinds of things that you see around. And yeah, some very important artists, from some very established figures like Clive Murray White to young emerging practitioners.
How we back creatives is at the heart of the government's creative state policy, and how we do that locally, how we do that Melbourne-wide, how we do that internationally is really central to our strategy, because it's not just about getting that cultural content right. From that, in a 21st century post-industrial economy and world, that then drives all sorts of other opportunities. It's not about those other opportunities, but a government has to have regard to those, so we make the most out of what our creative talent is all about.
Well-known artist Colin Sheppard has been transforming venues for many years with his amazing murals and wall art, and has received awards for his stunning designs. When many people are struggling during this pandemic, Colin has gotten very busy with a surge in redesigning venues. I spoke with Colin earlier. I always like to lead with a question about what inspired you originally to become an artist.
Well, I think way back. It would have been the days when I came home continuously with my binders and school books covered in different stuff, collages, paint, anything I could get my hands onto in the art room at school. It'd end up on the front of my binders.
So how old were you? About 7, 8?
6, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been working as an artist ever since?
Ever since.
That is
non-stop.
Pretty good track record. I have seen some of your work around and about. I think the Dogs Bar was one of the places that I've seen. A beautiful job. I believe you guys won an award for that one.
Yeah, we won a nice award from it was for the Melbourne Design Week.
Right.
And it was an award from the for the Dogs Bar that I did. Oh, when was that? That was 2017.
Yeah.
Really happy with that one, and it actually opened a lot of doors.
Oh, to remember, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Have you got any outdoor installation works coming up?
Yeah, outdoor. They're mostly venues at the moment, Tone.
Right.
There's a bit of outdoor stuff that's going on at the moment since the coronavirus hit.
Right.
There's a bit of that sort of work. There's majority of it is venues that I'll be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, speaking of the COVID-19 and the restrictions that took effect, how did you feel, or did it affect the way that you were travelling with getting work?
Yes, definitely. Initially, everything stopped. All the venues. As soon as the Grand Prix was stopped,
right,
I thought, this is it. You better get ready for this. And to say the honest truth, I thought it was a lot easier than what I initially thought it would be. I thought we were in for a hell of a ride, but we're a lucky country here. We've got a lot of space, and
being far
we
away
weren't
helps.
cooped up in cages, and couldn't imagine what that would have been like.
So when the restrictions for the COVID-19 pandemic took effect, were you currently working, or did you have to come up with a different solution product-wise to earn some money?
Yeah, I was working, but as soon as it hit, I knew instantly that what I'd be doing. I just took on the clothing, which I've done, going back 20 years. I used to do it in a shop I had in St Kilda.
Yeah. Oh, right.
So off to the op shop.
Yep.
pile up with jackets and jeans and stuff, and grab the brush, and away you go.
And the clothing range.
The clothing range, yeah. I'm actually doing clothing at the moment for the Pride Centre, which is in Fitzroy Street.
Okay.
So
And do you know when that's going to be visible or open?
Pretty sure that's November.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, which is just around the corner, but they're still promising that it's going to be finished.
So we just get through winter, enjoy spring, and then summertime we can have a look at Pride Centre and what's going on.
That's it.
Hopefully just before summer.
Hopefully I'll be working on the Pride Centre interior too, which is great, the walls.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Now, there's one other job that you mentioned possibly coming up. It's this summertime too. Is it Luna Park? Is that
Yeah. Spoke to the lady from Luna Park about a month ago.
Yep.
And she's saying obviously we can't do anything at present.
Sure.
But they're looking at maybe getting a section of it done beginning winter, and then the majority of the rest of it, which will be something like 100 metres of murals around the inside of the perimeter of the whole park.
Oh, on the inside?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, big job.
I was hoping I could ride my bike along to the beach and give you a wave on the outside.
Just give me a knock.
Okay. So, at such an early age, when you were collecting everything arty, I'm not sure. Any hints for upcoming artists, the younger generations, as to tricks of the trade, how to get going?
Yeah. My father was incredible. He used to recognise the fact that I'd come home with all this stuff all over my school projects and my school. Everything was done with borders and colour and lettering. He sent me to art school, and not art school as in the regular art school university, but it was called the College of Decoration. It used to be in King Street in Melbourne.
Right.
I studied font, lettering, and visual merchandising a little bit of. Wasn't really interested in that. And was trained as a sign writer, basically.
Right. Okay.
So I took on the sign writing for a few years, and then I realised that fonts can be quite artistic, as you know, in themselves.
Letters of the alphabet. I've seen some of your fonts. Yeah, they're very, very detailed.
Yeah. So that turned into creative sign writing, and I got a lot of work back in the 80s in Chapel Street when everyone liked to have a flash window shop front, whereas now it's very minimal and very nothing, which is not the way I like it.
Secure roller door, but it would still be nice to see great graffiti on those, like you do in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Anyway.
So from then I joined a team, a lady by the name of Karen Webster, who was the head of Melbourne Fashion Week and the head of RMIT Fashion.
Yep.
She joined me with another gentleman, Mark Pasala, and we opened a shop down at the end of Fitzroy Street in St Kilda, and used to screen print everything we made. Everything was made locally, everything was manufactured locally, everything was non-toxic ink. We did everything the right way.
Right.
And ended up being picked up by several shops overseas throughout Europe from what we were doing. That lasted for 10 years or so.
Oh, great run.
And then I brought the wall work back, which was pretty much exactly what I was doing with the fabric, but I turned it into another medium, a vertical medium instead of a horizontal one, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So a good tip was that your father supported you and sent you to an arts course.
Yep.
So
Yep.
He knew.
He could see there was something there. He could see the spark.
Or maybe there's a bit of a message in there to ask for support.
Yes, definitely.
To get going.
Definitely. Yeah.
Marvellous.
We all need a little bit of support. We all need to be pushed in a direction that's recognised by other people. You know, sometimes you're at an age where you don't listen to it, but I think it's very important to take it on.
Sure.
Yeah.
And support does help, because a lot of art is created as a very solo experience, which can be creative, but it can lead, solo, depressive.
Yep.
So any support can
Any
make it
support
amazing.
can make a world of difference.
Totally.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
So after the fashion side of, it wasn't really fashion, it was, I think fashion's a bit of a dirty word these days. Fashion is just mass-produced rubbish as far as I'm concerned. That's the way they look at it these days. But after what we did back then with fashion, I moved on to the walls again, which was really exciting. It started to get some incredible gigs around town. When the Dog Spa was one of them, the Esplanade Hotel reopening was another. Just restaurants down Ackland Street in St Kilda, all around the vicinity of the bay. Actually, I got most.
And you
of my
did
work.
Lost too.
Yeah, just finished there.
That's right.
Just painted a yellow brick road. Finished 2 days ago.
Oh, really? I
so
didn't
it starts
know.
from the doorway and goes all the way down the back.
Okay.
A
You have
golden
to head to
yellow
Lost
brick
and have a
road.
look at that. The yellow brick road to the bar, is it?
Yes, it actually stops at the bar.
Fantastic. Good work, Colin.
Yeah. Cheers.
Well, Colin Sheppard, thank you very much for joining us, Art V.
Thanks,
It's
Tony.
been a pleasure to have you, and I look forward to seeing lots of your work all around the place as usual.
Thank you very much. Pleasure being here, Tony.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Gallery 17 is a new art space in St Kilda. Even though the venue has had a history of art and exhibitions, this space is now the home for several artists, and with me now is Rachael McCarthy. Hi Rachel, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about the arts residency you're at?
Yeah, well, I've been residing at Gallery 17 for a month now. On Sunday will be the month. And yeah, like we've just been creating, living, adding to the space. There's 3 other artists predominantly living with me at the moment.
Yep.
All different backgrounds. And yeah, I guess it kind of came out of nowhere in this kind of crisis.
Sure.
But it was a welcome relief in a sense. And yeah, like, I mean, I moved all my art stuff in, all my studio stuff, and just like enough clothes for like a month or so.
Yeah.
Because like really what happens at Gallery 17 is a space, and the owner, you know, like came into owning the space kind of, but she struggles with the idea of ownership, and I guess the understanding that it's on traditional land and the land was never ceded. So kind of the spaces is a place that she tries to keep just full of love and safe, just a safe place for the community.
Sure.
And whoever organically comes and goes into that space. But yeah, so I know that she really wanted to do an artist residency for a long time, and of course coronavirus kind of chopped away a lot of opportunity for the gallery,
Right.
with like upcoming exhibitions that they had, but it also brought in, you know, the perfect opportunity for the owner to finally have the artist in residency.
Sure.
So that's where I came in to bring
Yeah.
the picture.
Yep.
And 3 other artists did too. And not only just 3 other artists, we've had lots of other artists coming and going from the space. And artists, I mean like musicians, and a lot of different, you know, like dancers,
Right. Yes.
all different types of disciplines of art.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been interesting. We've done a lot of collaboration. And yeah.
So given there's so much energy in the gallery, music, is it painters, sculptures, what sort of art is going on there?
Well, I mean, a whole lot. A lot of painting, a lot of work with clay. I personally work a lot with beeswax. I make soft sculptures, for instance. which, you know, I call my babies.
Yeah.
And they go about, you know, all different little shapes and sizes, and I feel like they kind of are created through fragments of myself that I'm picking up along the way of my life. And yeah, like there's a tattoo artist who was doing some design work, and yeah, a video artist.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just been a lot going on.
Oh, no, marvellous.
Yeah.
I can't wait to check it out, because it sounds like a whole lot of beautiful energy.
Yeah, no, it's been crazy.
So speaking of checking it out, is there any exhibitions planned for upcoming after COVID?
Yeah. Well, we were sitting around the fire the other night, and we were kind of having a house discussion about where do we want to take this, you know, now that, like, obviously it's going to have to happen again organically, because, you know, we don't know what coronavirus is going to create. But we kind of came to a decision that we would have a platform online to kind of at least give a sense of what has been going on in the gallery for a month, and in the residency, through like the artists. But also, you know, we definitely want to have a proper exhibition with a proper opening night and everything. But we believe that'll probably be at the start of next year.
Right.
And as we were sitting around the fire, we were kind of thinking, oh, we like, what would we call it? And we kind of came up with the idea of maybe calling it Stand by the Fire or something like that. Because that's been a big part of, I guess, our time together as artists, and being cold and in the community space in the house, just being near the fire. And yeah, so like there should be at least, like an actual in-person proper exhibition by next year. But again, now, like slowly, since the 1st of June, was it 20 people allowed in a space? So we're thinking of even having maybe like some smaller kind of exhibition works, a bit in a more of like a controlled sense, like, you know, proper like hand sanitizer and like 20 in, 20 out type thing. But yeah, we just got to work out where that's going, to be honest.
No worries. Well, I'm a big fire pit person. I've got outdoor fire in my front and rear yard. I love them. So I'm coming to see the fire and the yard. How can we stay in touch with what's going on? The current
well, the gallery works because it's quite youth-based through Instagram. Their Instagram is Gallery 17. And through that, you know, like there will be announcements made. There's also going to be, on that page, stuff about the residency.
Great.
But also, I guess keep in touch. I'm fairly sure it's mostly through online stuff because everyone's kind of connected in that sense.
Especially at the moment, and it's sensible. So it is Gallery 17 is the Instagram page.
Gallery 17.
And is there a link to your work there?
There should be soon, but I have my own page as well. It's called Concept or Joke.
Okay.
That's just the handle.
That's all right.
No, but I'm quite active on there, especially since coronavirus kind of hit us all. So like I would be saying on my own page when there would be an exhibition coming up.
Updates.
So just like keep updated through the internet.
Thank you. Well, that is great. Rachael McCarthy, thank you very much for coming in to see us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Tiffany McKay is an artist who is soon to have her first exhibition. Even though she's busy on the front line working as a carer, she makes sure she always has time for her art. I spoke with Tiffany earlier. Hi, I'm here with Tiffany McKay, who's a Melbourne Bayside-based artist who has been painting for quite some time now. So, Tiffany, welcome.
Thanks, Tony.
Can you tell us a little bit about how long ago did you start getting involved with the arts that you've been doing?
Yeah, sure. I've always loved drawing and I was naturally good at it. As I got older, I started to investigate painting, which is quite a different thing. Drawing's about line and painting is about making shapes and making marks.
Right.
It's meditative for me. You know, if something's worrying me, if I start to paint, then I forget everything else and I absorb myself in what I'm doing. I love colour, so I love to paint bright things. And I think my favourite subject is landscape.
Right.
And I'd also do portraits, so I'm very exacting in what I do, but my goal is to loosen up more and to move more into abstract as far as my landscapes are concerned.
Oh, the therapeutic part of the arts must be helping you to go diverse into abstract. It's come a long way from landscape.
Well, you have to, you know, it's a process. Really, there are some people that start off doing abstract, but you'll find that a lot of the well-known abstract artists actually come from a traditional base and they move through a process of doing things
Right.
traditionally and doing things pictorially, and then they move into the abstract. So there's a lot behind abstract.
There's more layers behind the layers of paint.
Layer upon layer.
Yes, after layer, I do know. Okay, how have you been affected throughout the coronavirus pandemic and being closed off? I mean, obviously it's been a bit more difficult to trade, but have you been working away, blistering away? Or
Well, that's
found it
the
falling
beauty about it, is having time.
Yeah.
And, you know, time is a gift. When you're really busy, you have to, when you're doing other things to make a living, for example, because at the moment I don't make my living off art, but that's my goal.
Yep.
You have to find time and you have to, ideally you like to be in the right mindset, but it is difficult when you're busy outside of that.
Yeah.
But when those things are removed and you get to concentrate on your art, what I've found is you see an enormous development in ability. I've developed so much.
Yeah.
And that's simply from that practice of painting every day. It's extraordinary how much you learn from that. So it's a blessing, really, from that perspective.
And it's like it's a chosen passion. Do a little bit towards building it up every day is something that I've always maintained to try and do for my stuff.
Yeah, I'd interrupt you for just a moment. Yeah, if that's all right. I don't feel like it's chosen. I feel like it's within me.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I'm just expressing what's already there, really.
Sure.
Yeah. Which is
absolutely.
of course, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing to be able to express that.
Yeah.
And do what I think is already in there.
Yep.
Saves me punching someone if I get frustrated.
Well, yes, that's right. We don't condone violence on this show, even amongst the artists, the art world. Now, well, thanks for popping in for the chat, Tiffany.
My pleasure, Tony.
Great. Thank you very much for joining in. That's all for this week. If you'd like to contact us, send us an email at ideas@studioemedia.com.au. Thanks for watching. See you next time.